Well, this is Beanhead 383, and I'm going to have to talk to you guys about this. It's a problem that I'm really having with my truck, and this is something my uncle's also having. He's getting himself a Colorado, but this is some common problems that I'd say that is common with GM. And this is the reason why you have a small vapor leak, because of somehow these kind of gas caps with a key on them don't get them because of even mechanics said that causes a small vapor leak, means something to do with quality checking light to come on. Also, a small vapor leak is what that is sometimes. And next, they even said that even for the fact that a small vapor leak, if they don't know what a leak is, they say that they may have to take something like this out. They probably put some kind of smoker up through it so that they can find where the leaking stuff is going on with it. And this is something else I'm going to have to point out to you guys. This is something you guys should really understand and do yourself and take my advice on it, because if somehow my tailgate will not open. This is also because I have the key in it too. Not the key, but it's because of I have it locked. Another reason why I'm saying if you don't do this yourself, I recommend you guys do this stuff. It probably has something to do with it. If you have a car too. Here's what I'm really going to point out. The reason why your tailgate won't open sometimes is because of, dust and stuff like this and dirt. If I were you guys, the things I'd probably recommend to do is probably, for one, unbolt these nuts to hold your tailgate in, because of dirt and stuff and residue. It's behind your wall of your tailgate, is what I'd say. And we have to unbolt this one, this nut here. So I'm gonna unbolt this side. Part of it's kind of hard to release, so I'm really gonna have to set it like this, the camera, so that way you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit. It's not here. It's starting to be a little bit of a headache to get out. There we go. Let's take the left side. Here we go. Here's the nut. That's the first one. And I'll unbolt this other side too. And also, just like I have to kind of point this out too, there's another thing I really gotta show you guys. It's like the nuts and stuff. If you have corroded nuts, if I were you, I'd probably replace them too, because that could probably cause problems as well. But if I were you, I'd probably get some rust dissolver and stuff from like AutoZone, because AutoZone carries it, and probably O'Reilly's do. Probably you can buy on Amazon or anywhere such as that. Alright. So you're starting to be a little bit of a headache, so I'm gonna have to take this thing out best way I can. Oh, it's just not there. That's what it is. Kind of figuring out I ain't actually taking it out right. That's what it is. There you go. I got this out. And another thing I'm going to point out for the nuts, you can see there's a little bit of midline undercoat on here. This is something that's going to have to come out, is nuts. But unbolt this nut. It's 4 nuts. Stuff there is still solid. Huey. So one thing I'm going to point out to you guys on bed liner undercoat, it's just kind of sticky. This is the first time I've ever done this thing. Huey. I'm really going to have to get some kind of screw to unbolt this one. So, hold on, I'll put you. The thing I had to point out was that I use a pair of channel locks to just get this nut out. And for real, if I take off this wall where this cover is, so way you guys can see what I'm doing. So, this is something I'm gonna have to point out. Is that bed-line undercoat is kind of hard and a little bit tricky. Alright, there it is. And really, there is something else I'm about to really show you. Me and my grandfather did before. I've cleaned around the surface area over here. I would say spray this down. If it's like springtime, I'd say you could probably use 5WD-30 or 5WD-40. I don't know if you should use 5WD-30 right now. I'd say spray around there and clean around the surface and stuff. Even around here, in this white part of the bed too, like the inside of it. The reason why I'm gonna point this out to you guys, if you don't do it, it could be because of like your tailgate and stuff. May not be open, but it's just sometimes it just. I actually see the reason why it's not opening because I guess it probably must be dirt getting up in here. And really, if you guys have a trunk or car, it's something I'd recommend to do too. Clean this probably at least anytime recommended. I'd probably say if I ever keep doing this stuff, I'm probably gonna keep cleaning when recommended. Probably like every time I wash my vehicle, something like that is what I'd probably do. And then it's like, for real, sometimes I guess these things here may wear out or anything, but it's like there's a lot of corrosion on it, pretty much. There may be a little corroded, I guess, not corroded, but a little bit of dirt. And the only thing I probably would do is, for me, I'd just say, I don't think there's any nuts or anything caught up in there. The last time I had it was that. And now, all the dirt inside of this bed and dust, and I don't even know how to say this, even probably latches too. These latches may have a little bit of dirt up in there as well. And for me, when I did this last time, the things I did to help it out was I kind of cleaned around this wall where you see your latches. And this latch is over here on this side too. That's what I cleaned. And then I guess that's probably gonna have to be about on the tailgate and stuff. And another problem I'm gonna have to tell you guys is this. And this is something else, but that gas cap, I'm gonna have to go back to the standard one. But the one I had went bad. But them kind of gas caps sometimes when they go bad, I'd say just go ahead and replace it. That's what I'll probably do this time. And pretty much I was even told this: if you're buying them from certain companies, I guess like AutoZone, I'd say if you're going to AutoZone, just be kind of careful what you're getting in there because of Kenneth told me that AutoZone, they're probably pretty good with most things, but you're just gonna have to be careful what you're getting in there. O'Reilly's, I'd say, are a little bit more of a better upgrade compared to AutoZone, and this is another problem. Kind of to tell you guys, even though I don't know if you guys watch Chris Fix or anything, but I'm gonna have to tell you about Chris Fix. Even though he said you can repair a headlight and stuff, the reason why I'm saying I may not want to repair a headlight, and I'm gonna say why. There's a reason why I'm saying I may not want to repair a headlight. I think it's a bad headlight here because of the reason why I'm going to say I'd rather just go ahead and get another headlight and probably next. If I'm going to replace the headlight, I may replace the wire in it because of water and stuff. It may corrode out the headlight lamp and the adapter too. I think I could call electrical problems. I pretty much have that during the daytime. The only problem with your daylight running lights is this. These are your daylight running lights. The top ones come on during the day. Your bottom ones, they come on during the night. And then it's like compared to a lot of other people when they're buying vehicles, this is going to have to be a good, bad versus good review. So, alrighty, but I have to say this. The other reasons why I'm saying I don't like this model GM product is because of, it may have some issues in it, but I understand they make mistakes as they try and get better with what they had to do and stuff, but I kind of have to say that you're a GM fan, alright, but I have to say this, compared to Ford in certain years, it's like now I feel like their engines are well engineered and stuff. And then it's like the 7.3 was a good engine. Still it is today. And then the 460 big block, that's a good engine. And they're trying to compete with Chevy back in the 80s and 90s with their big block 454 and 502 and them other engines and stuff. I had to say this. It's like reliability in the engines is that some of these engines that they have in GM, no offense towards them, but you have to watch out and watch your maintenance on them. But my reason why I'm going to point this out about the maintenance, this is a common thing I've kind of point out. The reliability on the engines on the 5.3 versus the 5.7 350 small block. If I had to go with a different engine, if it was a newer Chevy, the ones I'd probably go with an 88 to 98. My reason why I'd say that, because of one, you can buy them for $600, you can sink money into it, and you can get like a bit more money out of it, probably about $5,000 and probably $10,000 mechanic set it himself. And the only other issue I have to point out is the fact that these 2000 models, they may have rust issues and stuff because of, it's like for me, I kind of had to point out something what I did myself. I like sprayed inside the bumper too, like undercut before. You probably guys have probably seen that before, and like inside the bed where you can't really see it and stuff. But I really say it's like for real. They can help it out with the rust and stuff, but the one thing I kind of point out is, even for the fact that rust issues, certain years in Ford they have them too, and the Dodges. The thing I kind of point out about Chevys and Dodges that is bad about the rust, if they say about from the factories is that somebody told me a story that they have them sit outside out there in the wintertime where it's all the salt and stuff, and then next, even after the wintertime, some of the vehicles are ate up, and then next, this is the common thing I kind of notice. And I don't know how many other people out there have had this problem before, and I really don't know how to treat this stuff. Some people, they may have rust right here in the floorboard, a little bit of a crack hanging out, or even around here, around the door area, they have a crack, a hole right through it, where you can probably put your finger right through it. And this is another problem I've actually had, is that you can see a little bit of the rust on the seat, and I don't know how they repair this stuff, but I guess probably get some kind of gel or something and treat that. And I don't know, I'm gonna have to get another floor panel, a floor right around this area. I may have to do that. And another thing I'm gonna point out is this. Even though for the fact you guys have seen like my engine bay before, I'm gonna have to point this out. The fact that the engine's in them, the big disappointment and things I kind of have to say is this. The older Chevys from like the 80s and 90s, the thing I kind of point out and I thought was actually good is for the fact that they didn't have a lot of garbage in the engines, because of when they didn't have all that stuff in it, it was easy to work with. But the fact that how they have them now in there, they're really complicated to work with. And a lot of people say this. I don't like stock vehicles myself. And here's what else I'm going to point out, the reason I don't like stock vehicles. The reason why I don't like stock vehicles is because of one, and this is a common thing that a lot of people can say to themselves, it's like mechanics says, don't change out your stock exhaust. The reason why I don't like the stock exhaust is because of one, pressure on the engine. That's my thing I don't like. I like duals a lot better fuel economy and more fuel efficient. And okay, another thing I don't like on the standard vehicles is the headers. Your headers, I don't like them, the standard ones, if it's something good, but you know, that is something there. But you know, either the fact that Cherry Bomb and all this other all brand stuff like OEM and anything factory related, I'm about to say this. If you ever are gonna buy something unfactory related, just really want to read up on them. Like a lot of people say they like S&B, AFE, and part of for this engine I have the inline 5. Only one kind of intake you can ever use is the single intake. But some engines, they have like 2 intakes on them. And the one thing I could probably do to this one is I could probably add a turbo to it, but I really don't know how that would probably work. And some of these Colorados, like my model, they have like a 5.3 V8 in it. But if I was to do an engine swap in it, I'd probably would go with a 305. The reason why I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with 305 because of I think that's probably it's a 5.0. That's probably not too bad. But if I was gonna go with any engine, I'd probably go with like a 4.3 V6. Probably older one, but I just don't want to go with a newer one because newer engines, the way they build them nowadays is one, computer operated. Next, you're gonna have to change out your dash gauges and stuff. Your dash gauges is something else. You have to replace this stuff just to get a new engine in them. And next, I don't know what else you're gonna have to replace. Probably a lot of this engine bay in here, you're gonna have to go with all that other garbage and stuff, all that stuff. And a lot of people out there, I guess, loud and proud, dip and diesel. I agree with what they're saying because of have the standard stuff. You're actually, it could kill your fuel economy, and part of it, you know, you just really just don't have as much power of it, and you really can't see the true power of the engine. And next, the standard radio is gone. The reason why it's gone is because it had mechanical issues causing the battery to go dead and stuff. And well, I don't know how to say this. I hope this was a great video. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. And the last thing I gotta say before I do anything else, I really am gonna have to point this out. I may not be a mechanic or anything. My grandfather retired from Ford. And the other thing I'm going to say is this. Before I go, is that you see the latches and stuff around your doors. If I were you guys, keep them things cleaned out. I have not done that yet, but I think I'm probably going to see about doing that so they last longer and keeping all the dirt and having door problems or anything else. But I think I probably will say this. I don't think I'm going to buy another Chevy, and I'm probably going to say because of my grandfather retired from Ford. You guys have an awesome day. If you're a mechanic and stuff, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and have an awesome day. Peace.